Well, good evening. Hello, everybody. I'm back with you with another video today, talking about a man that finds a wife, finds a good thing, and finds favor of the Lord. So let's do a short prayer, and we're gonna get down to it. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I come thanking you for another day. Another day's journey, and I'm so glad about it, Lord. You keep blessing me over and over and over again. Father God, give me a word. Give me a word on how I need it right now as we go through making all these mistakes in husband and wife and getting with people that we're unequally yoked to. Lord, you speak through me. Use me, Lord, to glorify someone and help uplift them in a time like this. Father God, we ask this in your Son Jesus' name. I pray. Amen. And glory be to your holy name. All right, let's get back down to it. Wanted to speak on unequally yoked husband and wife, because that's what the Bible speak about, husband and wife. We find so many people now is getting married and then they're getting divorced. Find so many people now that have been married a long time and getting a divorce. And so I just wanted to know what the Bible say about marriage. And so maybe we could get it right, because there's just so many people just marrying just to be getting married. So we're going to be coming at them. First of all, Proverbs 18 and the 22nd verse. And it reads as follows. Let's get to it. I believe I can read it myself tonight. Don't need to read them. So we look at this and say that a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and receive favor from the Lord. I read this out the International Version. So we just gonna stop right there. That's good enough for me. A man that finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor of the Lord. We've been doing it wrong, women. We've been doing it wrong. I did it wrong. We have to really wait on the Lord. I know we meet somebody and we think that that's our husband and we want a good life. We want to live in a mansion and white picket fence and have our children, and we just meet this Mr. Right. He may be fine, and we're looking at other things. But the Bible said that a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, find favor of the Lord. Not us that go out and find a husband or a man. Then we settle. I do this way, my mom always told us when we was coming up, about this shacking, that wasn't of God, shacking and having sex and without being married. And when I was young, you think that your mom wrong or your parents wrong, and you shack up anyway, and you grown, you want to do what you want to do and do the things the way you want to do it, but you do I still heard it in my ear, hear preaching, all this shacking, get married, get a husband. But I didn't know, I heard her saying it, but I didn't know that the man that finds a wife that finds a good thing in favor of the Lord, and you have to wait on the Lord to send you somebody to you. Now this is what we expounded on. It said you are a treasure. Women, we are a treasure. You are a queen. And a man that finds you, he found favor. He found a treasure because God made us for them. And when he could find what God has for him, that rib that God taken from him, he got him a good thing. And he said that the man is to do the finding and pursuing the woman. The wife is a good thing. And so I'm gonna go in down here that First Corinthians, the 7th chapter, and you can start. I tell most people I would read that whole verse, cause that whole verse kind of take you into where you need to be. Um, it say that it is good for a man to marry, but since there is so much immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband. Now, when he said he have his own wife and his wife have her own husband, that means that's one. That's not nobody else's wife. That's not no side chick. That's not no side piece or however we have it. And the same way is to a wife. She's supposed to have her own husband, not no side man, not no money man, not no pay her bills or this the side. You're supposed to have your own husband. Men have their own wife. So that tells you that once you get married, you become as one. And ain't no such thing as that once you marry, that you still act like you're single. And every woman come around, you think that you should have it. You got your own wife. Anything that outside woman or whatever you think they can do, you done married this woman, and that's your most responsibility is to her. You got a queen, and you should cherish her. God honored that when you find her. Uh, you shouldn't be looking nowhere else. You should only look into your wife because you got a treasure right there in the house. So what you going looking for something else when you done married your treasure? And I figure if she's good enough for you to marry, she's good enough for your friend, your love, your partner, and everything. When I did it, I did it wrong. Let me tell y'all about it. I stopped on me. Um, I got with a guy, and messed around. We stayed together. And I heard in my little voice my mom saying that Josephine, no, that's not what God, honor. He's honor marriage. You need to marry instead of shacking. You're gonna have sex. You need to be married to that person and stuff. I heard that in my ear. So he wanted to marry me. I didn't really want to marry him, but when our parents tell us something, it stick with us, stick in our ear. I didn't know that you ain't supposed to just go out there and marry no anybody. You're supposed to be equally yoked to that person. Uh, how, so I heard a voice telling me that, and I had got fed up, and I was trying to do the right thing. I was serving God. I was going to the church. I was singing in the gospel group, Gospel 5, trying to do everything right and praying and stuff. So he was totally opposite. He was doing other things. He's in the world. I had come out the world. And we're going to talk about that a little later on. And Adam, I'm trying to do right. If I know any better, I should have been waiting on the Lord to send me a husband that was on the same level that I was on. And I can say I had some good times, good things, and I also had some bad times. God honor marriage, He do. But when we pick out who we want, or we settle women, when we settle, it is kind of hard to stay together because you have to pray extra. He kind of pull. Even when you get together with someone like that, he gonna either pull you back into the world, or then if he really love you, you'll pull him to Christ. And so he kind of pulled me back to the world with a whole lot of things. Didn't want to go to church and all this jealousy and all that. I didn't have the most perfect marriage. I agree to that. Went through a lot of changes, but if I had waited on God, it would have been a totally different. Would have been perfect, no, but it'd have been a little different than what it was. And I go back in this way because I won't get too much far off right now. It said, "Why submit yourself to your own husband, as to the Lord? For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, and is himself its Savior. Um, when it said that wives submit yourself to your husband, for he are the head, that's why it's dangerous to anybody or settle for anybody other than what the Lord send you, because it's just hard to submit to someone that is not of God. I put it that way. You have a lot of trials and tribulation. I was kind of in a abusive relationship. A lot of things just wasn't right. I put it that way. This guy, so I just wasn't happy at all, and I couldn't blame God because I had to blame myself because it was a relationship I had no business being in, and for many different reasons, whether you're listening to your parents, listen to the right thing. When they said that a man finds a wife, finds a good thing, I figured maybe he found me because he approached me and he pursued me. But I should have prayed about it and known that that's what the Lord have us to be. So most men, when you of God and you find a wife and you know it's a good thing in favor of the Lord, it's a he who love his wife. You got to love your wife as you love yourself. For no one hateth his own flesh, but nurture and cherish, just as Christ does the church. I wouldn't have been in a abusive relationship or were going through all the trials and tribulation if I had waited on the Lord. Women, I tell you to wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Wait on Him. Young girls, wait on the Lord. If you're a young girl, young lady, stay with your parent until a man finds you. Then when a man finds you, he got to leave his mom and his dad. They have to cling to his wife. Y'all, I could tell you this because this is my life. And I don't, change. And I made it through it. I left home when I was 15 when I left home. That's why I can't teach young ladies. Ain't nothing that bad at home where you have to leave home and think you grown and find out it the hard way. That's why I teach on obey your parents, stay there with your parents, because they got your best interest at heart. You think that your parents is harsh and they don't love you and they don't care about you, your well-being. They do. Ain't nothing harsher than a 15-year-old girl out there in a grown person world, because that's what I were, in a grown person world, trying to make it on my own. Yes, this lady, older lady, she took me in as though I was her child, and she had two kids. She had two boys. Loved me, treated me real good. But once you out there and you ain't got the covenant of your parents, and you out there on your own, you find a lot of men that they prey on young girls, and I feel I was preyed upon, which I were. And the guy next door was older, was like 6 years older than I were. He was grown. I was still 15. I was still a child. And moved in there with him, and y'all, I tell you, talking about a child in a grown person world, the things that I had to endure, so no child had to endure, for being abusive and, wanting to, I guess this is rule you, what some people would say, do what I say do, or got hit on and I'm trying to fight and shouldn't have had to fight. Young girl can't Woman cannot whoop a man. Child cannot whoop a man. And y'all, it just, you know, it's just a hard thing for a child to go through. Hard thing. I mean, I was just thought I was out there by myself. Thought nobody loved me. I thought I was just, it may be just the worst thing. And Lord, why I have to go through this? And I'm just a child, you know, and didn't want to go back home, you know. I ain't gonna say my mom would have took me back, just didn't want to go back home since I left there, you know, and never was disobedient to her, you know, when I figure out, well, okay, I'm not gonna abide by the rules, I got to go, you know, and never had a harsh word saying that, you know, cussing her or nothing like that, had to respect her and never, so I figured that I was grown and didn't want to abide by the rules, I just had to go. And y'all, it's not a good thing to be out there and thinking that you're all by yourself, knowing that the Lord still look down on you. And I caught it, y'all. But you know what? I could tell you, young girls, stay at home. If you're a young man, stay at home. Because young men is catching it just like young women's is. You got the older women preying on younger men now, just like the older men is preying on young girls. A girl should have come up with going to the movies, holding hands and growing her way up, not just thrown out there into it. Y'all, I mean, I tell you, because I've been there, and I cried many nights, went through many abuses and pain. But do you know what, y'all? I made it. But if I could do it all over again, I'd have stayed my little bad tail at the house as long as I could. Obey your parent, baby. Because out there in this world, living in this world, it's not easy. Don't nobody care for you as much as your parents do. You think they don't, but they do. But you get out in this grown folks world, and young ladies, you get with these men that trying to put claims on you and want you to do what they say do. It's not worth it, baby. Not worth it at all. I once I became grown and I got 21, I had did a lot of praying. I had 2 children by then. Love my kids, you know. That's why I wouldn't take it back, cause, you know, I mean, I just figured they're a blessing from the Lord. When I got grown, I've always grown-minded, big mouth, would say what I got to do. A lot of people would say, well, maybe you should have kept your mouth closed and you know, not being so strong and having your own opinion, because you still got the worst end of the stick. But guess he just tried to shut me up and try to control me. I got 21, y'all. I prayed to the Lord, and that little voice said, get out. I said, oh, it's time to go now. I left there, and no matter what I endured, because you know how some of them try to scare you down, you ever leave them or kill you and all that type of stuff. And I just didn't care. I somehow had to get out of this because I can't live like this. I had children, I love my kids, and I wanted something better at 21, y'all. I left there. I didn't do a couple of things, little abusive things along the way once I got out, but I didn't go back. I prayed and I got to that little mind where I just wanted to kill him. It wasn't worth it, y'all. So once I stayed gone and prayed and the Lord screened me, look at me now. That's why I can tell you, young folks, young girls, stay at home with your mom and your dad. If you just got one parent, stay home with your mom. Obey her. Because living out here in a world, if you thinking you grown, baby, you going to go through some stuff in this world. It ain't easy. Now, with that being said, you know, I'm back on the subject. I just want to get that out to let you know that stay at home. Stay at home with your parents until your husband come along and marry you and find favor of the Lord. He would treat you like a queen that you are. No young child, no woman should have to go through anything with a man when it come down, because we are the weakest vessel. We cannot fight one. Man should never put his hands on a woman Woman ain't got no business putting her hands on a man, but a man should never put his hands on a woman because we cannot defend ourselves. If you have to fight one, you don't need him. I don't care if you think that this favor of the Lord. You just cannot do that because God is not a God of pain and aches and anger, and he's not a God like that. God of love, peace. When we are queens, ladies, I don't care how black we are. I know I'm black. I don't care how light skinned we are. You know, I'm seeing some light skinned women. I don't care how big we are. I don't care how small we are. I just don't care how crooked your teeth is. I know mine might not be the straightest teeth. I don't care how your eyes look. I don't care. Women, we don't have to settle for nothing. We're queens. God love it. That's what he say. We are. We are queens. And a man that finds us, he got a treasure. He got a queen. And you should be able to treat him like a king if he treats you like a queen. And he nourish you and, financial and, he just know that he got a good treasure. That's what he's supposed to do. And that's how God honors that. He blessed that man over and over again because that man blessed that woman. He loved that woman. He truly loved that woman. And a man is not going to hurt anything that he loves. So let a man find you. Don't settle for nothing less than the best. Because God honors us as being the best. Never let a man tell you you ain't nobody, you ugly, don't nobody want you, and you crazy and this and that. That's a lie. If God loves us, that's the most important thing that it is. Never settle for nothing but the best. Because women, we want to treat our husband like king, like he is a king that God says he is, and he would treat us like a queen. We got to get it right. And in the sense of us started marrying, then divorcing 2 months later or 3 months later. I stayed in my marriage. I was married. I was with him for 2 years, and I was married for 3, excuse me. So I stayed with him for 5 years. I didn't want to get married but one time, but it just didn't work out, y'all. It just didn't work out. And he gone on now to be with the Lord, so I can't go back and remarry him. And I've been single for a long time, praise the Lord, and just happy. Because if a man don't come along and find this treasure, I go along and be with the Lord. Because I done had enough heartaches and pain doing it my way. Now I have to do it his way. And if I humble myself enough and seek God, oh, he'll send me the best. And I ain't gonna settle for nothing but the best, women. We shouldn't settle for nothing but the best. When a God sent man. Now, I don't want to have to try to find nobody because I did it enough by myself and messed it up. I can wait on the Lord. And I think I took another note. And let's see what I got about a husband again. And if you get married and he of God, I ain't gonna tell you it's gonna be perfect, because it still ain't gonna be perfect, even though that he found you and that's what God had for you. Your teeth and your tongue fall out. That's not scripture. I bite my tongue with my teeth. So, and sometimes I be eating, I can do that. So it ain't gonna be all gravy, but it's gonna be good. Because if he do something wrong, he gonna pray, he gonna seek God, and he'll be able to come back and do what's right. And that's the same way about you. You say or do something wrong, you'll be able to seek God, and you'll go back, and make it right. So this is what Colossians 3:19, where it says, husband, love your wife, and do not be harsh with them. That's going to be in the International Version. Now, if he treats you wrong, and that's what God got for you, then he going to have to pay the price, not you. Just keep praying for him. I know it says submit yourself. You have to submit yourself to your husband. That's the hardest thing for us now in this generation, for a woman to do is to submit herself to her husband, because we feel that, yeah, we do be right about a lot of things, and that's for real. But we need to let it. Sometimes you need to let them think that that's his idea. We close our mouth and just okay, humble ourselves down and go on. Um, Means if you get a good wife, God bless you with her, treat her right. Please don't abuse her. Imagine if you're a man and you got a sister and another man was fighting her or treating her wrong, loud talking her, cursing her and stuff. You'll be mad. You'll want to halfway kill him. So think about you getting a wife and you doing her that way. You think of her as you would treat your sister or your mom. You won't want no man putting their hands on your mom or misusing your mom any kind of way. Words hurt, harsh words. You won't want that. So you treat your wife like you would do your mom. You love your mom. You don't want nobody misusing your mom. So you darn sure need to treat your wife the same way. We stop this. Stop this cussing them out and dragging them down there, hitting them. Respect them. They'll respect you. You treat a woman like a queen, oh shit, she can't do nothing but treat you right. Try it. That's what God honors. And I done been around a lot of men, mostly all my adult life. No, friends love to hang with men because you will learn something. And I done been around good husbands, good men that talk good about their wives, do all they can for their wives. And I was saying to myself one time, now where was all these good men when I was coming up? Do you know they was out there? Might have ran up on my husband 4 or 5 different times. And I'm in with this no good rascal that I don't sell her for when I could have had the best. I don't blame nobody but myself. I could have had the best. You actually got some good husband out here that do it God's way. And you actually got some good wives that cherish their husband, submit down to them, and do all they can. Cook, clean, and don't have to even worry about anything. I admire that. I love that, to see somebody else in a good marriage relationship, even though mine wasn't that good. But one day, God gonna bless me. And yeah, I might see me with a good husband. And that's the only way I'm gonna get married. The Lord send me one. Okay, now that's men now, young men. I'm gonna go to Genesis 2:24. It said, therefore, when a man leaves his mother and his father, and he's supposed to cling to his wife. When these young men and they find a good wife, they got to leave their mom and their dad. They got to cling to their wife. Now, what he should be doing is trying to please his wife. That's the most important thing that it is now. It's his wife. And doing what make her happy. And I tell most young men, before you get a wife, make sure you financially able where you can take care of her. Get your own house. What are you renting? I don't even care if it's a shotgun house. Make sure you got somewhere when you marry her to take her. Make sure you got your credit and everything right. Then if your credit ain't that right, just make sure that you're financially able to take care of her. Because we women, we need a lot of stuff. We need things to help please you. We need stuff. You want us to look good. So just make sure you're financially able to take care of your wife. Because I don't believe God. If you find a wife and you got a good thing and you find favor of the Lord, you got a treasure, God gonna bless you with everything else. Everything else gonna fall in place. So, with that being said, it said, how should a husband treat his wife? Let's go into Ephesians 5:28-30. It said, you both are to uplift one another, Husband must see his own wife desire, whether they are sexual, financial, physical, emotional, spiritual, but the wife must love him and provide for him too, just as he does her. Husband ain't the only somebody that's supposed to be. That the wife's supposed to make sure that the husband is physically, sexual, all that, take care of. Well, the husband can't do nothing but take care of her. We plays a part too. We should keep him happy too. Cook his meal. People holler, well, yes, we do. We should know how to cook, other than just boil wieners and things. Young ladies, stay at home with your parents until you learn how to cook. Learn how to cook so you can feed your husband. I mean, do that. But I had to come to it a little bit because, we young women, we selling. We got men that preying on our young ladies and sex trafficking and stuff. Young ladies, stay closer to your parents. Don't go nowhere by yourself because it's dangerous out here. You want to live a good life. You want a husband, but you want the right husband. You want a husband that is sent from God. You don't want to be unequally yoked with a husband. You don't want a husband in the world and then you in Christ, because he going to drag you in the world. I would drag back into the world. God still blessed me where I came out and I'm able to talk about it. See, this is my life. I can tell you about my life. I made it. God was with me. I made it. So I can tell you, stay at home until the husband finds you. Stop going out here finding these men and then now, this is one thing that, I look at. I ain't never wanted to fight for a man. Never. I figure it's too many out there. Young women, stop fighting over these men. If they don't want you, you fight all you want. They don't want you, they just don't want you. Let them desire you, not you desire them. You need to fight no woman over no man. A lot of times you're fighting and they ain't got a dime. And they ain't got a pot to piss in, as old folks say, and the wonder to throw them out of. Stop that. Even when I was married, ain't nowhere in the world I was going to go out there and fight no woman over my husband. If he wanted her, he could have had her. If she wanted him, and I'm married now, she could have had it. I wasn't going out there trying to fight her over, and he was mine legally, by law. I had paper. That wasn't worth nothing to me. Not at all. I just can't see it. And men, stop fighting over these girls. Young women, girls. I call them girls because they go over there and they call them boys. Go in there and fight somebody and killing somebody over. I mean, come on now. I mean, what that say about you? It ain't worth it. Now you going to jail, they in the grave and stuff. You didn't give them a life, so you ain't got no reason to take a life. That's why you need to be equally yoked up together, wanting the same thing. We got to do better. Living in this world now, so much marriage and divorce, we got to do better. And if a man wants you, ladies, let him pursue you, come after you. Let him be in the Word. Let him love God. Because if he love God, he going to love you. Ain't no if, buts, maybe about that. Now, if he don't love the Lord, let him get himself together. Sometimes we marry. I put it this way: when we marry someone we're not equally yoked up to him, I ain't gonna say God don't honor and bless it. He may be a good man, but it's just hard. You have to pray every day in order to make the relationship work. And God do honor marriage. If you married and you wasn't equally yoked and you yoked up together, He still can bless it. He'll still come in. You just have to go through so much to try to make it work. when you could have waited on him in the first place, and you wouldn't have had to go through too much that you're going through. And women, don't try to go out there and get no man nobody else got. If he for you, oh believe me, he'll come to you. If he ain't for you, leave him alone. Care how fine he is, care how good looking he is. Leave it alone. Every man is fine and good looking. I don't care how big they is. But you know, our eyes, that's the way I were too. You look and you see something that's not a desire to you, you ain't gonna want it. But then you have to know a person's heart. First of all, fall in love with that heart, the kind of person that person is. If a man pursuing you, see where his heart is. Find out where his heart is before you just say no, and I don't want that. You know, we got to stop this, women. Every fine man ain't for you. I'm sorry. Every dark, black, chocolate man ain't for you. I'm sorry. Every man that's body and muscle build ain't for you. I'm sorry. Some men that fat is for us. The best man we can have. Got a heart after God. And we turn that down to get a muscular and fine man, and everybody in the world want him. It's good to want him. But what's for you is for you, and what God have for you, you can't see it because you stuck up with somebody else because of looks and how fine they is. Same about you men. You go out there and you pursue a woman because she fine, whether it be the behind or the breast, or y'all kids, please don't watch this. I mean, it's a part of this, but she got long hair, she light skinned. Most men love light skinned women. They got it going on. But I'm dark chocolate, and I think I'm well loved too. So hey, I ain't knocking me either. But man, stop that. Stop that. And then you go get and marry these women, and then you got every other man want them too. You don't win and got her for the wrong reason and stuff. So now, when she pick up a little weight, get some stomach, turn a little dog skin, now you married her before her looks and way she looked and how fine she were. Now she ain't fine no more. Now you go out there try to find somebody else that's fine. Now you're not satisfied with what you got. So, men, stop that. Marry somebody that God done placed in your life, that you go out there and pursue. Her heart is what you should be looking at. You know, once you love that heart, she will be the beautiful thing in the world. So stop that. Every woman come around, you whistling and whistling is out now. That's out. That's for the dog. We ain't falling for that no more. Men coming around, ooh baby, you know you're fine. We ain't falling for that no more. That's the oldest trick in the book. You tell everybody that, whether they fine or not. Women, we gonna stop falling for them lines. Stop falling for them lines that they come telling us. Oh baby, I could do this. I don't care what you can do. Do it with somebody else. We stop falling for them old lines that you got because they say you fine, and then you think you all that now because they say you fine, and 4-5 minutes will say you this. No ma'am, you ain't no better than nobody else. Not at all. You may have a little shape, this and that, but that fades. Ask me. I was fine too, but I done got so big now, y'all. Hey, I don't look like I were when I was 18, 21, and in my 30s and stuff, but I'm still fine now. But I get that together. But let's do better. Let's don't fall for no anything, women, because they tell everybody that. Wait on the Lord. Wait on a man to pursue you and know that it's of God. And men, when you find a wife, you find a good thing. You find a wife. Stop then, well, then if she want me, and then, no, it don't supposed to be that way. You supposed to want her. And know that that's what God will have you. You king. God made kings and queens. So now treat each other that way. Too many men abusing women and killing women. Then you find too many women now, they a little worse than the men. They killing the men. And you got women now fighting the men. God didn't make it that way. God made us to be under submissive and obedient to the man and pray That means pray that he see God and treat you like God will have. Don't settle for nothing, women. Because if you wait on the Lord and God send you a good husband, he gonna treat you like he treat himself. And he love himself, y'all. So he gonna treat you well. So I just was thinking about that, and so I just wanted to come to you with that. And means, if you want a wife, go out there and pray about it. The Lord will send the right one your way. And if she ain't all that fine as you want to, first of all, find a heart. Love her for a heart. We all women are beautiful. No matter how, what color, shape, size, and form, you got some beautiful women out here with beautiful heart. So I do thank y'all for following me, listening to me, whether you at home or at work. If you want to know anything, comment below. Tell me what you think. Or you can tell me something you done been through. You got to give your name and stuff. Well, it can inspire somebody else. And so, or you can tell me how happy you are when you wait on the Lord and got a good husband or a good wife. Then, if you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see me come back with some more videos and things, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. I love you, and I'm trying to come along and study the Bible, me and you, and learn together. We both learn. So, if you want me to know anything else about husband that finds a wife, finds a good thing, you let me know. And I love you. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video.